And we are on the eve of the NBA postseason. We're picking every single first-round matchup, take your pick style. Starting with my Knicks in the postseason. Taking on the Hawks at home. Of course, I'm picking my Knicks. Give me New York in 6. I think the world of the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young is a star. Team has been great under Nate McMillan, but Tom Thibodeau is the best coach in the NBA all year. Julius Randle has been an absolute megastar. I expect genius and greatness from R.J. Barrett. I expect genius and greatness from Derrick Rose. Maybe even Frank Ntilikina playing some defense against Trae Young. I can't wait for Sunday. Playoff basketball at Madison Square Garden. Give me the Knicks in 6. I think the most intriguing matchup in the first round is Heat and Milwaukee. Give me the Bucks in 6. I can't say 7, even with a Game 7 in Wisconsin, because I think that would favor the Miami Heat. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's been remarkable. The role players around him, Holiday, Middleton, have been excellent. Not hyperbole to say this is a pressure-packed situation for Mike Budenholzer. He better get out of the first round. Look, I feel bad for the Bucks, who really had a terrific season. You never want to play Miami. Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler, Bam, that culture is amazing. They won the East, obviously, last year. They're going to play lockdown defense. I think the Bucks are ready. I'm rolling with Milwaukee. Staying in the East, Wizards versus the 76ers. My guy Russ and the Wizards, phenomenal last night, securing that 8 seed. It's a tough matchup against Embiid and company. I'll give Washington a couple of games here. I'll take Philly in 6. Look, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, ton of pressure on this combination. I think Russ is going to dominate early. I could see at the end of the day the Wizards going in and stealing one this weekend. I think that you could see Russell Westbrook with the triple-double. Bradley Beal gets 30. They're going to be fired up after they bludgeon the Pacers. I'll give them a couple games, but I think Philly has too much talent, and Doc Rivers has done a great job of this team. I think they'll win, at least in the first round. Celtics-Nets, primetime on Saturday. We touched on it at the top. I love the Nets this postseason. Celtics are going to get destroyed. Break out the brooms. I think this is going to be a first-round sweep. Listen, I think that the big three are locked and loaded. Kyrie against his former team. I just think the Celtics, 36-36 in the regular season. Not going to overdo what happened in the play-in. They were phenomenal. Give them credit. I always expect Jason Tatum to be a star. I always expect Kemba Walker to be great. Brooklyn is loaded. Not only the big three, but how about the impact of Blake Griffin? Joe Harris is healthy. I think the Brooklyn Nets, this is going to be the start of something special. They sweep away the Boston Celtics to the Western Conference, where the winner of tonight's Grizzlies-Warriors game is going to take on the Utah Jazz. Expected to get Donovan Mitchell back. So give me Utah in 5. Listen, I think the Jazz are absolutely terrific. I think that Donovan Mitchell is a star. Rudy Gobert is the best defensive ball player in the sport. Quinn Snyder is an unbelievable coach. I love Clarkson. I love Ingles. Love Mike Conley. I know that Golden State is tough. And for the sake of conversation, we'll say that Golden State wins and Golden State's the matchup and Steph's an all-timer. I just think you look at the Warriors roster versus the Jazz roster, it's apples and oranges, not even close. How about the marquee matchup in the West? Lakers, Suns, LeBron and AD, Chris Paul and Devin Booker. This series is going to be awesome. Lakers in 7. It's going to be a slugfest. It's going to be sensational. We raved about Frank Vogel and LeBron and AD and the team defense to start the show. Listen, I think Monty Williams is incredible. I think that the Phoenix Suns have been sensational all year. You know, Chris Paul has really put a stamp on this team. He's fantastic. I love Ayton. I love Bridges. Booker is unreal. But those 3 aforementioned players, this is going to be their first taste of the postseason. I could even see them winning game 1 historically. LeBron, if he struggles in the playoffs, it's game 1. So I think Phoenix will win this weekend. Series is going to be amazing. but I can't pick against LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Staying in the West, how about a great matchup of superstars with the Blazers and Damian Lillard, the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic? Give me Big Honey in Denver in 7. This is going to be a heck of a series. I just love what Big Honey has done in an MVP campaign, and make no mistake, he is the MVP. You know, I think there's pressure on Big Honey. Let's be honest. Jamal Murray is not walking through that door, and he was remarkable in the postseason last year. He's obviously injured. I think Jokic will be ready for it. I think Michael Porter Jr. will get it done. Dame is going to, at the end of the day, make big shots. I just checked my watch. It's game time. You never will want to go against Damian Lillard in crunch time in the postseason. I just think Denver's better, and home court will matter. And finally, the Mavericks and the Clippers. Give me the Clippers in 5. And I don't like the mix in LA. I don't like how they didn't play to win over the weekend. But Kawhi is Kawhi. Paul George is Paul George. You know, Luka is Luka. But listen, at the end of the day, this is a bad matchup for the Dallas Mavericks. Ty Lue and company will take care of business in relatively easy fashion. And playoff rondo, that's a thing. And that's going to impact the first round. We are less than 24 hours away from the start of the NBA playoffs, and it's going to be awesome. There are legit 8 teams, in my opinion, that have a realistic chance to win the entire thing, and that's a big number compared to prior years. The first round matchups are simply incredible. Heck, the winner of Miami and Milwaukee can absolutely make a deep run in the postseason. Sunday's action has the Knicks back in the playoffs for the first time in ages, and that's going to be all sorts of amazing. But for my NBA Finals pick, I'm staying very consistent for my preseason pick, and I'm rolling with the talent. Give me the Nets, give me the Lakers. Yes, I hate the way Brooklyn handled the regular season. The big three barely saw the floor together. But I'm not going to sit here and hot take this thing moving forward. That's the past. I didn't like the past. Listen, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, they're all healthy now. I'm banking on Kyrie to actually show up and not go AWOL. Irving is a terrific offensive ball player with great playoff experience and success. All KD does is dominate and win. It's been a long time now, a couple of years, a few seasons since the injury in Toronto, but let's not forget how special Kevin Durant is, and always, and most especially, in the postseason. Harden has been breathtaking and team-oriented in Brooklyn. LeBron and AD took a punch on Wednesday night and punched back with a reminder that they are the champs. They're special, and when Anthony Davis is engaged, they're unstoppable. And LeBron's LeBron. Why bet against LeBron James? Lakers play brilliant defense, and they've done it all year long, even when the stars have been hurt. This is not one of those, well, you hope they turn on the switch. No. LeBron and AD were injured. The switch for the Lakers has been on all year. I was very close to changing my preseason pick and picking a Milwaukee and Utah NBA final, which would be the worst nightmare ever for the NBA for ratings and buzz, but heck with that. I love these teams, and they're awesome. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is playing amazing basketball. The role players from Milwaukee have been sensational. I'm just afraid of round 1 against the Heat. Utah is loaded and so well coached. I have them making the Western Conference Finals. Donovan Mitchell, a little banged up down the stretch. That gives me a little pause. Jazz, Lakers, I think they're going to clash in the Western Conference Finals. Look, every team at the top here has legit issues and questions, which is why at the end of the day, I just couldn't overlook the elites of the elites. Lakers, Nets, Showtime. I would never trade Julio Jones, but I know there's a chance. In fact, I know it's likely. The Falcons have put it out there. No one has denied it. Jeff Schultz at The Athletic reported heavily on it yesterday. Currently, Atlanta is about $500,000 under the salary cap. Think about that for a second. They need $5 million to at least sign their rookies. So I get it, but I loathe it. I don't like it. I agree with Matt Ryan. Julio can still play. And if you have Julio Jones with Matt Ryan and with Kyle Pitts and with Calvin Ridley and Arthur Smith's offense, I firmly believe Atlanta is going to win 10 or 11 games and have a legit top 5 passing attack. Arthur Smith changes everything here. His X's and O's on offense are phenomenal. He's no nonsense. He's a huge culture upgrade from Dan Quinn. Smith smartly hired Dean Pease to run the defense, luring him out of retirement. That's a major upgrade. I would never do it, but it's likely. And if and when it happens, it's going to be for peanuts, because if you're the team that gets him, you got to give Julio Jones $15 million. So I think at the end of the day, of all of these potential destinations that are out there, Tennessee makes the most sense, because the Tennessee Titans lost Corey Davis. They lost Jonnu Smith in free agency. Arthur Smith, the new Falcons head coach, as we mentioned, comes from Tennessee. He knows the roster. Maybe there's a linebacker, an offensive lineman that he likes more than Tennessee does, that maybe could help save face and help the Falcons win. Look, I'm not a math major. I got a B- my one math class at Syracuse in 1997, but I do understand the finances here, okay? I also know that keeping Julio Jones would equal winning more games in 2021.